Hello, and welcome everybody to a live watch along, a very late watch along because it's almost 1:30. But today we are going to be watching. Let me put the logo over here. There might be a few guests coming on potentially for this watch along. Whether they join, we'll see. But today we are doing Luis Suarez's final game basically because he is in the starting 11. It is Uruguay hosting Paraguay in the Guay Derby. Or, yeah, a big up TJ as well, as always. But yeah, we are watching Uruguay against Paraguay in the World Cup qualifiers right there for the World Cup. Yeah, I think after this watch long, after this game is done, I'll probably just go to bed immediately. I've been really tired today in terms of just like I just want this sort of game or whatever to be done, to be honest. So prediction, I will say Uruguay 4-1. Luis Suarez score a hat-trick in his final game for Uruguay's national team. That would be my prediction. Let me know your guys' prediction as well. Actually, Darwin Nunez is suspended for I think 5 games, so this is the first of 5 for the Uruguay national team. So yeah, it could be a potential thing, but yeah, going from Suarez, Forlan, and Cavani to Darwin, yeah, not great, but obviously you would still expect Uruguay to qualify for the World Cup, especially with the youth teams actually becoming quite decent. So watch out for Uruguay in the coming years. Maybe not immediately, but maybe 2030 when they technically host it. But we have an Argentine referee, Dario Herrera. As I said, there might be people joining us on the stream. Not sure, to be honest. But yeah, as I said, please do follow my X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Same as do my YouTube channel. So yes, do follow both of my socials, whatever you want to call them. I know you guys can find me on Instagram, but that's more of my private life, to be honest. So I will say that. But yes, the two coaches, Paraguay has a new coach, Gustavo Alfaro, who was actually the manager of Costa Rica in the Copa America. But because Paraguay had the money, they decided to get him. So now Gustavo Alfaro has the unfortunate task of managing Miguel Almiron, who is starting for Paraguay. I do not wish injury on any player. I don't. And big up Omar as well, doing a watch along for probably Luis Suarez. I think this is his last ever game for Uruguay because I know he announced his retirement, so I'm guessing this is just like, why not? Yeah, he is. More than just mid. No cap. But hopefully, actual good players for Paraguay. Obviously, there is Enciso from Brighton. He's really good. That's why I say Almiron isn't even the best Paraguayan in the Premier League, let alone the national team. So, yeah. So Uruguay, well, obviously, if I can get the fucking thing up, so I'll start the timer. I'll get back to your comments and all, and I'll add whoever comes on as guests. You can also see there. Who's that defender? Not Godin, the Lugano. I think that was his name. One of the center backs back in the day. Everyone remembers that Uruguay team that did all right in the World Cup 14 years ago in 2010. And obviously won the Copa America a year later. And since then, haven't won really a trophy. And it was only just this past Copa America that Uruguay won a Copa America match, knockout match on penalties. So, yeah. I'll start the timer right now because we have kicked off Uruguay versus Paraguay in the World Cup qualifier. I hope Paraguay qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's quite open, the seventh place, because technically right now Bolivia are in seventh place. So yeah, I think anyone honestly can qualify from South America. Like all you have to do is just be good for like a stretch of 4 games, and you're really in a good spot. Are you watching Brazil Ecuador later? Probably not. I'll probably be very very sleepy. It's 1:30 in the morning, so let's say this game ends just before 3:30. And my sleep schedule has actually been better. I'll be honest. I've been sleeping a lot earlier. Um, Uruguay are going through a trophy drought. Yeah, I think the next generation after this sort of mini-ish generation, I think we'll do it. Hit the like, yeah, obviously hit the likes, and obviously, I know obviously you probably have watched Gambia's game against Comoros a day or two ago. So hopefully Gambia qualifies for the AFCON for the third straight time. But it will be tough, to be honest. TJ, South American qualifies over European ones. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we don't even know the groups for Europe, so we can't really judge who's good or who's bad or whatever. But it's a drawing for Paraguay. This game is played in the Centenario, which is actually going to be the one of the host stadiums, host cities for the Centennial World Cup. Now, do I think they'll actually go ahead with that? Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay host one game and all. Will that actually turn out to be true? Like, will they actually do it? Part of me says yes, just because it's FIFA. But I will say this. Let's say they decide not to. Let's just say FIFA decide, okay, we'll actually not do Uruguay, Argentina, Paraguay as like the centennial host, right? So, and instead they just play the entire World Cup in 2030 in Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. Here's an outside shout: Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay, and maybe Chile, maybe will host the 2038 World Cup, the one after 2034, which Saudi Arabia is hosting. I need to ask you about, yeah. I mean, to be honest, he did lose all 4 games with the Philippines. So yeah. It's just one of those other, like, it's nothing new with the Philippines FA basically, or PFF, the Philippine Football Federation. Yeah, to be honest, good luck to Tom Steinfeld. I know he has Mali. I don't think Mali will qualify for the World Cup. I do think it'll be most likely Comoros, maybe. How haven't Egypt hosted a World Cup ever? Yeah, maybe there might be maybe a North African World Cup someday. Maybe like a Egypt, Morocco. Maybe not Morocco. Maybe like an Egypt World Cup, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, according to the statement that went out by the Philippine Football Federation, that his heart, Seinfeld's heart, was always with Africa. So I don't know. Maybe he just treated the Philippines as a stopgap, basically. But oh well. I mean, the Philippines, even before he got hired, um, I already knew we won't qualify for the World Cup, so that's already a fair year. And then obviously we lost basically every game he was in charge. So technically he has a 0% win record, or 0% record on anything for Philippines. So yeah. But I know he's a good coach. So good luck to him. Kidosh would have been a better choice for Mali. Yeah, maybe. But I don't think Mali are that good to qualify for the World Cup. And obviously, Omar kind of knows a little bit about Seinfeld and how he is as a manager with Gambia, and now he's with Mali. As I said, I don't think Mali will qualify for the World Cup, or even if they do, it'll be through the playoff. And I just think there are better teams that will be heading into the playoff. And even then, I don't think Mali will do it. Unless you consider the under 21s, under 17 World Cup. But yeah. Peter, the Paraguayan defender, probably got an injury a little bit. But yeah. So play restarts in basically the 6th minute. So if you want to follow my time, this is my time of the game that I'm watching. In terms of the other South American qualifiers, there's Brazil, Ecuador. It would be hilarious if Brazil fails to win that, just to put some pressure. Ooh, but I just think maybe Vinny might just turn up a bit. Oh, here's a chance. And no. Dealt with by Paraguay. I will say Brazil 2-0 against Ecuador. And then the other game is, I think Colombia. I think it's Colombia. No, it's Peru. Peru are hosting Colombia. I will say I can see it being a 0-0 draw. Peru, Colombia, 0-0 or 1-1. But maybe a hot take. I could see Colombia beating Argentina in the game on Tuesday. I think it is. I call Mali the Belgium Africa, but Belgium have Mabel. Yeah, probably you should call them Mali. Probably I don't know. Maybe the African Albanian. Okay, that's probably not good to say. I don't know. You can call them the Venezuela, I guess, of football, maybe, or in Africa. But even then, I think Venezuela, even though they lost, they lost 4-0 to Bolivia. But yeah, I think it's still very early to really call majority of the teams how well they do. Like I know Peru are bottom of the table, winless, but as I said, all that a team like Peru have to do is just do well for like 2 games, basically win 2 straight games, and you've already build momentum. Oh, almost. I'm not sure who it was, but Uruguay almost had possible chance. Goalkeeper made a mistake. The only thing is with let's see, the reason, yeah, basically. Well, actually, Mali has won an AFCON. Venezuela are also one of. You could say I don't know. Maybe Venezuela is a good shout for them. Yeah, but apparently it is. I mean, different successes, but we'll see. Uruguay mostly in possession. I think so. Probably in the 70s or something, but I might be wrong. But it's definitely not in the past. In the 21st century, I don't think. Ooh, and it was I don't remember. I think it was Palestri that closed down the Paraguay goalkeeper, but luckily in the hands of the goalkeeper. Oh, then that's probably why. Yeah, so that one then. I knew they made a final of an AFCON before, but I didn't know if they either won it or lost it. But yeah. But here's the thing. I think a team like Paraguay, even though they're a bit garbage right now, in terms of compared to the other South American teams, the youth teams of Paraguay as in like the team that played in the Olympics. And I'm not sure if they played in the Under 20 World Cup recently, or at least the past two editions of it. Paraguay actually have done decent. So Paraguay are another up and coming team, not right now, but maybe in 2030. Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams have. Shot and over for Uruguay. But yeah, it's just been Uruguay more in control, but still 0-0 between the two teams. And the only AFCON qualifier I'll probably do is, funny enough, Zimbabwe against Cameroon, because Cameroon's my African team. Because they have the GOAT, well, two GOATs, Abubakar and Chupo Goating. I guess you could say Andre Onana. The thing is that Cameroon will probably qualify for the World Cup, and the AFCON. I'll probably find, hopefully one day, maybe not this month or next month, but someday maybe I'll buy a Cameroon jersey, because I don't have any African teams, as in the jersey. And probably Cameroon will be my team. And to be honest, they were fun to watch at the previous World Cup. And I was so happy when they beat Brazil and drew with everyone's hype team Serbia at that time. And I knew Serbia would not live up to the hype, but yeah. Enciso shot. Ooh, closest by Enciso, who actually can shoot and score goals, whereas Armoran cannot do things like that. But ooh, I don't know if it came off. Ew, not ill, but I meant it hit the post. So yeah, that was the closest any team has got. It would be hilarious if Paraguay get a win in Uruguay. Yeah, true. But good footballer. But yeah, as I said, I still, even with that, I still think Cameroon are good enough to qualify for both tournaments, the upcoming, the AFCON and World Cup. But in terms of South America, I think because of their win last night, I think Argentina will qualify. Who else? I think Colombia will qualify. I think so. That's two teams. I think Brazil will qualify, even though they haven't looked good. I think they will. It would be hilarious if they get sixth place and qualify, and then go on to win the World Cup in 2026. I still think Joe Ellington should be in the Brazil squad, but to be honest, if he's not in the Brazil squad, less likely, knock on wood, to have injuries. But a chance for Uruguay and defended. A block. Not a brick, a block. Luis Suarez with the back heel. And to be honest, I don't know much of many of these players. But it is a corner kick for Uruguay. Actually, you know what I find probably the most maybe hilarious thing is that whenever I stream Asian football stuff, I actually get a lot of views. I don't know. Ooh, nah. And that's probably like half of them hate me. Yeah, true. But I think Joe Ellington will actually offer something in that Brazil midfield. compared to I forgot a few other Brazilian players, but yeah, Brazil aren't good right now, but they'll maybe not this instant, but they'll come good. That doesn't mean in 2026, but maybe in 2030 or 34, 38. I think the 2030s we'll see like the revival of Brazilian football, and they win a World Cup in one of those 3 tournaments. Most likely 34 or 38. Maybe even make the finals both. Because I think the time will come, Brazil. But I think we just have to suffer. Brazil not doing much. Yeah, true. But then, funny thing is, Spain won the Olympics literally a few weeks after winning the Euros. I know it's a different team, but still. And also the U19s, I think it is, of Spain won the U19 Euros. So, yeah, pretty good for Spain right now. Whether Spain actually win the Nations League, I think Spain will, even though it drew 0-0 with Serbia, but Serbia offered nothing apart from one chance that Luka Jovic should have done. And somehow Serbia are good defensively, but they're terrible in the attack. Even though it usually used to be the other way around. But yeah, South America, I think I mean, based on what happened earlier today with Romania, yes. And I know, to be honest, I was very disinterested with the Serbia-Spain game, even though I did do a watch-along. But I did watch the Romania-Kosovo game. It was played in Serbia, technically. I know. I triggered probably like half of, or probably the entire part of the Balkans, but yeah, Romania don't dominate the ball, but Romania can be clinical on the ball. Romania were definitely the better team, even when Kosovo were more having the ball and all that. Romania just had to, what do you call this? Actually, just as long as Romania can be clinical, take their chances, Romania can win games. So this game reminded me of the Ukraine game, the Romania 3-0 Ukraine game, whereby, off the post. Probably it was Lewis. Luis Suarez has hit the post. If Spain don't win, it's not the end of the world. Oh yeah. Oh, so close. And I think it was Lewis. Yeah, it was Lewis. He hit the post. It did beat the goalkeeper, but it did not beat the post. Yeah, but I think Spain, to be honest, I'll say this. It has, when you look at the youth national team, so like U19s, most likely it's the U19s, U20 World Cup sort of stuff. That's when you can kind of envision which national teams can actually become a team that can cook. Like, obviously, this is why I said Romania's youth teams back in the day have actually turned up. And then now those youth players are in the actual senior national team. And that's why we saw Romania do, in terms of Romania standards quite well. Because in the 2019 U19, the 2019 under-19 Euros, Romania made the semifinal. And guess who they beat? They beat Croatia 4-1 and England 4-2. And then drew 0-0 with France, but Romania were already qualified by that point. And then Romania played Germany and lost 4-2. But to be fair, it's against Germany. You know, Germany are known for having a good youth team, you know. Maybe not right now with well, the senior team's all right, but the youth team is pretty good. Germany, so that kind of no, but that's why Romania were like, okay, Romania could actually cook in a few years. It won't come immediately because then in the 2021 2021 U19, I think it was Euros. Even though Romania got grouped, Romania were the host of that tournament in 2021 U19 Euros, along with Georgia. And guess what? Both Romania and Georgia made it to the knockouts of the Euros this past summer. So that's why I knew Romania could actually build up to something like the Euros. Hopefully, it continues that way with the World Cup qualifiers. And it's probably just a foul on the goalkeeper. Still 0-0 over here, as you guys can see. So that's why that chance from Luis Suarez before. But that's why I said Romania can cook. Maybe not like win the Euros or win the World Cup. I know that, okay. I know that. But to qualify maybe consistently for major tournaments, the last time Romania qualified for back-to-back major tournaments was 98 and 2000. 98 World Cup, 2000 Euros, in which Romania made the knockouts of both. I know it's a different long time ago generation, but that's why a lot of Romanians now can at least kind of trust the national team. And obviously with that win earlier today against Kosovo, or last night technically, or yesterday, yeah, Romania pretty good at the moment. I know we have a very easy Nations League group, but yeah, probably historically, I guess. Well, actually, Romania has made it to the knockouts before independent Serbia did, and Romania's been in fewer tournaments, I think. Yeah. It's funny how we had three teams from that former country of Yugoslavia, that being Croatia, Serbia, and Slovenia. And you would think Slovenia is the weakest of the three, and yet Slovenia were the only ones that made it through that to the knockouts, unbeaten as well. Yeah, and that's the thing. Don't I feel like don't hype up teams just because they have certain players, unless it's like a Germany, England, like the superstar nations, including Spain and all that. If they have good players and all that, then they can cook. But if you're like the underdog nations or the tier below, the dark horse tier nations, so I would put Serbia in it, Hungary, Ukraine, Croatia, Switzerland, Austria. Who else? I'm trying to think of, but like those sort of teams that are just below those big name European nations. Those teams that just below the Austria, Hungary, not as a single nation, but Austria, and then the other country being Hungary, Turkey as well. Like these national teams, they have good players, but you just don't know whether they'll turn up or they won't. And that's the beauty of international tournament football. It's all well and good to do well in the qualifiers, but if you don't turn up in the major tournament where it matters most, it's offside for Uruguay. Then it's not going to amount to anything, to be honest. So, yeah, that's why I said, or I predicted, a team like Hungary to get grouped at the Euros, finishing last. So they actually did better than what I expected them. Yeah, so that's why I said, like, let's say, I don't know, Argentina are doing quite well in the qualifiers. Now, Argentina are more of a legacy team, so let's give another example. Right now, I know they lost 4-0 to Venezuela. Not They lost 4-0 to Bolivia yesterday, basically. But people are kind of hyping up this Venezuela team, who did well in the Copa America. And apart from that loss to Bolivia, especially in that high altitude, because it was literally the city of Bolivia is called El Alto, which literally means the height, the tall, or whatever. And so that's always going to be difficult. So, but people are kind of starting to hype up this Venezuela team. And if Venezuela qualify for the World Cup, you'll see people start saying, "Look at this Venezuela team." Whenever people are starting to hype up these, these teams that could cook, they will probably uncook. Yeah, basically, except the 2018 World Cup, because I will say if Belgium won against France in that semifinal, I say Belgium win the World Cup. That's maybe my hot take. Belgium wins the 2018 World Cup if they had beaten France in the semi. I think they beat both England and Croatia. Yeah, basically. Yeah. So in terms of a country like Belgium, I know not winning the World Cup isn't success, but you can say it's a little achievement. It's the same thing with like Morocco with the previous World Cup. They didn't win the World Cup, so it's not a success. But they did get small little achievements. Made the semifinal, beat Spain, beat Portugal, and all Belgium, and all that. So they've made small achievements. While seeing the success is winning the World Cup, especially when they were 2 games away from winning it. No, please, no. My stream is laggy. I'll let the timer still run, but my stream is lagging. Oh, come on. Why is my stream is lagging? But I'll just look at the comments. Yeah. Well, I think the next AFCON will be very high pressure, and considering that Ivory Coast won the AFCON at home, it's only fair that Morocco are the favorites to win the upcoming AFCON because they already qualified. Seriously? My stream is buffering. Okay, let me try. Let me try refresh. What? Okay, let me. Huh? Okay, it's not available. Okay, let me refresh. Oh no, please. Could you imagine if okay, maybe I will. Okay, now I have to try to see if I'll put it on my laptop then instead of the what do you call this? My phone. Come on. Unfortunately, they don't show the games, obviously, the South American qualifiers, because, well, I'm in Spain, so why would they show a game at this time? Please. Okay. 29. Okay. Well, the game is back. Should be on the debatable. Oh, and Rank is in the chat. Suarez his last game. Uruguay, Liverpool legend, best striker post all 9. Yeah, after Alexander Isak. I'm kidding. Hey, if you want to join, I can send you the link as well. And Barcelona legend. Yeah, I'm actually wearing a Barcelona shirt. I'm not a Barca fan. I just someone gave it to me, so I'm like, yeah. Well, if you want, I can send the link. I'll probably just do this game. I'm not doing Brazil, Ecuador, or Peru, Colombia because it's very late in terms of the time zone. It's already 2:00 for me. Yeah, sure. I guess you meant, do you want to join? I don't know if you were replying to TJ or me. Well, if you want, I can send you the link. If you want to know my prediction, I said 4-1 Uruguay. That's my prediction. But Paraguay, well, actually, both teams hit the post so far in this game. Thankfully, not Almiron was one of them. Could you imagine if Almiron was... If Miguel Almiron scores a hat-trick against Uruguay in Luis Suarez's last ever game. Okay, now I have the what do you call this? The stream back on my phone. So now I will close the stream on my laptop and readjust my time, I think, because my stream is actually ahead. Okay. I'll put it here, and I'll play it once the game is on that time. I'll get back to the chat about now. Okay. No. Well, Uruguay have been playing better. Oh, here's Almiron! His skills! And now he's been tackled down. I'll go through the chat. He didn't win enough at Liverpool to be... Well, he did win the Carabao Cup. Well, back in the day, I think it was called the Calling Cup. Oh, and Almiron. Wait, did Almiron use his right foot? Oh my god. Almiron used his right foot! To be honest, I'm not even surprised that, what do you call this? Rocher saved Almiron's shot. I'm actually more surprised Almiron used his right foot. Oh my god. What? Oh. That I'm more surprised of that. It was impossible to win. It was impossible to win at Liverpool at that time because, well, it was just Suarez and Gerrard against the world. Good. I meant, yeah, sure to yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was probably a very simple save by Rocher, but I'm more surprised that Almiron actually shot with his right foot. Yeah. To be honest, I only like the qualifiers. Okay, yeah, I'll read it out like this, and then I'll give my thoughts and everything. I know you don't follow international football as much, but what are your expectations do you have for some Newcastle players? For Almiron to score a hat trick against Suarez's last ever game for Uruguay. Tonali, if you saw the assist for DiMarco, and Italy won, so no surprise. Tonali comes back, Italy does well. And Isak scored 2 goals against Azerbaijan. I mean, it was the same team, the same country that beat Sweden 3-0 a year or so ago, or something like that, or a few months ago. And who else? For Bruno Guimaraes, just don't get injured. To be honest, that's all I care about. I forgot who else. Because I know Fabian Schell's retired from international. There's Anthony Gordon, Livramento, Nick Pope. Same thing, just actually for any Newcastle player, just don't get injured. Knock on wood, just don't get injured. That's my only thing. I don't care what they do for the national teams, just don't get injured. 1 League Cup trophy isn't okay. I'll read this and then I'll say about I'm a manager, I'm going to play. Yeah. For me, international football, I enjoy it more when we're in the major tournaments. So the World Cup, Euros, Copa America, Asian Cup, AFCON, whatever. Because that's when, teams or the players can show off. But when it comes to the qualifiers, especially in the early part of the qualifiers. I don't know if anyone feels like this, because I know it's only like match day 8 right now in the South America qualifiers, but it's not as exciting until it's probably like the last 2 windows, like the last 4 games of the qualifiers, because that's when it's a little bit more serious and teams have to win and all that or whatever, get results they need. So I actually enjoy qualifying games in international football when it's near the end. When it's at the start or the beginning or even at the middle, I'm just like, it's just a nice watch. Like, just don't get injured and all that. For any Newcastle players or whatever. And the same thing with the Nations League. Like, I know Spain didn't beat Serbia, but it's not really the end of the world, to be honest. Or even Romania being Kosovo is not even the end of the world. There are too many pub teams like San Marino and the rest of these teams. Yeah, true. Probably not in the modern or the super modern day of football. That's a foul. And a yellow card for, who is it? Federico. I think I actually have an uncle from my mom's side named Federico. I think, because Filipinos have Spanish names. Even though my name's not really Spanish, like my actual name. And 10 is not even my actual name, I would say that. But yeah. As long I just don't want any Spain same thing, Spain players or Romania players or whatever. I just don't want, to be honest, I just don't want anyone injured. If there's a perfect world. But as I said, they're all professional footballers, so they should know how to take care of their body and all that. But yeah, Miggy using his right foot to actually try to shoot. I feel so bad for Paraguayans just because they have to deal with him. Like, it's quite funny how Almiron is playing for Paraguay and it coincides with probably Paraguay's worst ever team in the past few years. Yeah. The robots, actually. And there's Tavares. Yeah, Lucas Barrios to Almiron. But hopefully the generation after Almiron is better. But yeah, this Paraguay team's not that good. But maybe they'll win. Almiron with the free kick. No, it's in Ciso. Oh! Ah. Header, but not that. Yeah. I think it was also at Benfica. I think he's still playing. I'm not sure. But basically, any Paraguayan player from the 2010 team that made the quarterfinal after scoring just 3 goals in that whole entire tournament, winning 1 game. It's not even against one of the big ones, but Slovakia. If I'll try, I can't remember the entire Paraguay team back in the day, but obviously Lucas Barrios, Nelson Haedo Valdez, I think that was his name. Enrique Vera. I think it was Christian Riveros. Trying to remember who else was in that part. Roque Santa Cruz. I think the goalkeeper's name was Justo Villar. I think. So that's six players. I'm trying to remember. That 2010 Paraguay team. The World Cup team, I meant. But hey, I named 6 off of the top of my head. Trying to remember who else. Oh, the one that scored against Italy in the group stage in 2010, the 1-1. Was it? I'm not sure if he was in that squad, but I think Alcaraz was also in that team. I don't know if his name was Antonian Alcaraz. I was about to say Alcaraz as because I'm used to the Spanish pronunciation. So I actually say Alcaraz. That's actually how I say it. But I know in Paraguay and basically outside of Spain it's Alcaraz. But because I'm living in Spain and all that, I've been a lot more used to the like Alcaraz and all that. Because there's a tennis player called Carlos Alcaraz. That's how I say it. But I know most people will probably say Alcaraz. I think Alcaraz. It's so hard because I'm more used to, like I was about to say Antonian Alcaraz, but I know in Paraguay they'll probably say like Alcaraz or something, not Alcaraz like in Spain. Um, yeah. What do you call this? The likes of Barrios, Zinedine Zidane, Lewandowski. Oh, if they can win the header, no, and it's a goal kick. Jesus Christ, please! I don't want to go through another 0-0. Please, please, can we please have a goal? And Firmino score a lot of goals, but Nunez can't. Yeah. Roque Santa Cruz from Blackburn Rovers. That's literally the only club I remember him playing for. Oh, well, both of them are good anyway. Yeah, Mohamed Zidane of Egypt and Zinedine Zidane. Funny how that Egypt team couldn't even qualify for a World Cup. But to be fair, had they beaten Algeria in that 2010 one game playoff, would they win or would they progress from the okay, let's just say here's a maybe a what if in international football. 2010 World Cup. Egypt instead of Algeria. Now I know the Algerians won't like this, but what if Egypt beat Algeria in 2010 qualifying, which means that Egypt qualified, not Algeria. And let's just say Egypt gets the group that Algeria got. So we would have had the Group C being England, USA, Egypt, and Slovenia. Would Egypt progress from that group? That's with hindsight. With hindsight. For me, considering that in 2009 the USA, I'm not sure. Maybe knockouts because I feel like the USA beat Egypt in 2010. I think USA would beat Egypt in 2010. Mainly just because of what they did in 2009, because I think USA won 3-0. I think. True. Even the last Africa qualifiers, but yeah. Maybe. Because that Algeria team didn't do anything. They didn't even score a goal, but opening game would have been Egypt hosting, or not really hosting, but Egypt against Slovenia. Yeah, I can see maybe like a 1-0 win. Because Slovenia were decent in terms of defensively. And Matt's channel, obviously. So I think Egypt probably beat Slovenia probably 1-0, just because Slovenia probably is defensively good back in the day. 3 added minutes in this game is still 0-0. Can I please have a goal? And then the second game would have been England versus Egypt, and that England team wasn't that great in terms of the morale. Yeah, I don't think any Algerian would want that. England would beat it. Oh, really? Okay. And we would. Me and TJ were talking about another what if. Instead of Algeria, Egypt qualified for the World Cup, which means it would have been England, USA, Egypt, Slovenia. TJ saying Egypt would make the semifinal in 2010. Maybe. That England team was dysfunctional. Yeah, probably with the hindsight of Wob Green. I think psychologically, England went at it after that. So I'd probably say a draw, like a 1-1 draw between England and Egypt. Probably lean towards England. Sudan against. Hey, Matt Upson has a World Cup goal and not Mohamed Zidane, unfortunately. Upson! Frank Lampard could have had a World Cup goal. Still doesn't, and probably won't. Rooney wasn't fully fit in 2010, yeah. And then I'd probably say USA beats Egypt in that last group game if Egypt and USA had something to fight for. I think USA edges out like a 1-0, similar to how the game was with Algeria. Just because I feel like momentum with USA at that time, I think probably leans towards them. So I probably would say the group probably finishes USA first. Probably just because of goal difference. Maybe you can say Egypt. Missed shot there. England maybe third, and then Slovenia fourth, if that was to happen. Yeah. Halftime. And Luis Suarez is not happy, of course. We'll just say, hopefully it doesn't. Okay. Well, it's halftime. England 7 points. Yeah. I could see a world whereby, in terms of how that group would have ended. Yeah. Maybe. But to be honest, I could see a draw. Maybe like a score draw, like a 1-1. Which would have meant I'd probably go something like this. This is how I think it would have ended if Egypt qualified for the World Cup instead of Algeria. So I'm saying Egypt beats Slovenia, maybe like a 1-0 or 2-1, something like that. Gets a score draw against England, like a 1-1 or 2-2, but then lose to USA in the final group game when the stakes are high. Just based on the history of Egypt at World Cups, which is not really that great. Actually, Egypt has never won a game at a World Cup. At least we have evidence of England. Yeah. Abu Trika never. Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, even that one you could say is kind of upsetting. But that team had Bob Bradley. So let's just say that would have meant let's just say Egypt qualified for 2014 instead of Ghana. It would have been who is it? Germany, Portugal, Egypt, USA. So once again, Egypt versus USA. Imagine Bob Bradley, an American coach, against the USA in 2014 in Manaus, I think it was, or Natal. I think it was in Natal. Yeah, probably, because I think that was probably the end of that golden generation of Egypt in 2014. Yeah, so I'll say this. Let's just say Egypt qualified for 2014. I think Bob Bradley stays as manager, and they probably finish bottom, probably with 1 point, Egypt. So actually, I think Egypt gets grouped in both 2010 and 2014, but would be better in 2010. Probably he probably would be supporting a 4-4 draw or something. But you can ask him. For me, like the national teams or whatever I support or whatever, Philippines number 1, Romania number 2, Spain number 3, and then USA number 4. But I'm not really up to like USA like in terms of support. And then but probably Cameroon transfers all of those national teams. Yeah, probably. Still probably get group. 2006. Actually, I don't remember the groups they had, or maybe you might remember or find out. If Egypt qualified for 2006, who would they have been grouped with? But you have to remember, Egypt would have been a Pot 4 team because they didn't do FIFA rankings, I think. No, actually, Egypt would just be in the group that had the other African teams. Mboli El Hadari. So the Algerian goalkeeper and the Egyptian goalkeeper. Both had. Which I thought was Mboli the goalkeeper of Algeria in 2010? I think he was. If I remember. And no chance. I know AD said he'll probably join, maybe. I know Sebastian said he wanted to join, but Drogba said El Hadari was his toughest opponent. Yeah. Actually, I think I found out on Buff Streams that they're showing Granada up against Deportivo La Coruña tomorrow at 4:15 p.m. Spain time. So I'll probably watch that. I'm not going to do a watch along for it, but I am planning to do a watch along for the Asturias derby between Sporting Gijón and Real Oviedo. Egypt would have had Argentina, Netherlands. Yeah, I think Egypt probably gets grouped, but probably beats Serbia, Montenegro, because that Argentina team was pretty good, and I think Argentina does well. Netherlands probably would have been a tough game, but maybe considering Netherlands would beat Serbia, Montenegro, and probably just draw 0-0 with Argentina, that would have meant 5 points. So the group would have ended, because I know the group ended, that group was Argentina 7 points, Netherlands 7 points, not Egypt, Ivory Coast 0 points, Ivory Coast 3 points, Serbia, Montenegro 0 points. So if Egypt was in it, my stream again, it would have been this. It would have been still Argentina 7 points, probably Netherlands 5 points, Egypt maybe 4 points, Serbia and Montenegro probably still on 0 points. I'll pop up my comment. This is probably how it would have ended. I think Netherlands don't lose to Egypt, but maybe a draw. I'll go back. I honestly feel like Egypt would have broken their World Cup curse in 2010. Yeah. And it's funny how it was Algeria that did it. If Nigeria had qualified for so you're saying the 2022 World Cup. That would mean Nigeria replaces Ghana. That means Nigeria, probably Nigeria will still get Argentina somehow. That's the one thing you'll always know. Argentina, Nigeria always is a game at the World Cup whenever both teams qualify, and Argentina always wins by a 1-goal margin. Always will happen. That's the one short thing at World Cups if both teams qualify. That Argentina and Nigeria play each other, and Argentina wins. No matter how good or how bad Argentina are, Argentina wins. That England team was beatable and got but England still beat or probably get a score draw. More likely a score draw. Well, it would probably be David James. I was about to say David James as a Spanish name. If my stream can come back. My stream is... Okay, let me refresh them. Let's try Astros. No. Something. Okay, got the stream back for me, at least, so that's good. Yeah. Okay, going through the chat, because I know... Okay, Rob Green's mistake was before the second game. Yeah, so David James would have played in goal. We could have had France, Australia, Nigeria, Denmark. I'd actually say Nigeria actually goes through the group with France. And Australia and Denmark get grouped. Rooney wasn't fully fit, and Upson was the starting center back too. Yeah. Probably not, just because I wanna... It's 2:30 in the morning. And I think Brazil probably wins. Portugal, Tunisia, Uruguay, South Korea. I think the two teams that we saw will progress. Portugal and South Korea still progress. But Tunisia maybe finishes third instead of Uruguay. Yeah, true. Actually, I don't really remember the England lineup, but yeah. Basically, what I'm saying, I think Egypt still gets grouped in 2006, 10, and 14. The best chance would have been probably maybe 2006? I would say 2006. Yeah, I would say 2006. Of the three tournaments, 06, 10, and 14, I say 2006. If Egypt qualified for all three, I think 2006 would have been their best. I'd still back Australia. Oh, probably over Nigeria, probably. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like 1:30 in the UK for you. And I think the Brazil game's at 3:30 in the morning here, or something like that. So let's say the game ends at 5:30, basically. Yeah. And I want to fix up my sleep schedule as well. But I wanted to do at least one South American qualifier. I just chose a game that's still no. Even still England, Egypt, 2010 for me. Egypt in 22. Uh, who would have Egypt play? Oh yeah, let's say another what if. What if Egypt qualified for 2022? They won the penalty shootout. That means, well, actually, it depends because Senegal were a pot three team, but what do you call this? What would Egypt would have been a pot four team or pot three? Then it will just be the same. Egypt win the AFCON, but still get grouped in the 2018 World Cup. So the only thing that's changed would probably just be them winning another AFCON. Qatar versus Egypt would have been yeah. I mean, we had that in 2018 with Saudi Arabia against Egypt, and Saudi Arabia won. Egypt lost that penalty shot. Yeah, it's funny how Egypt somehow find a way to not qualify for World Cups. But the only time, actually, just don't put Egypt in a African World Cup qualified playoff game. That's all you need to do. Just don't put Egypt in those scenarios because they always never, somehow, some way, just never turn up. But the only time they qualified for the World Cup, at least in recent times, was when they didn't have to go through a playoff in the final round. They just had to win a group. And that's what's happening with Africa right now. I think the current format for African qualifying is actually the best because it's every nation, unless you're Australia. Yeah. How would Egypt would have done in 2017? That would have meant Egypt would have had the group Cameroon were in, so that would have been the Germany, Chile, and who's the other team? Australia. Cooper would have broken the runners-up curse. Yeah. That's what it should have been. Yeah. Maybe semifinal Egypt 2017, but probably only ahead of Chile. And that probably means beating Chile. But you have to remember that Chile team were very good. I know they failed to qualify for the World Cup a few, like literally, 3 months later. But before that moment, before they failed to qualify, Chile, I remember back in like 2016 after they won the Copa America, I actually said, I didn't post it anywhere, I just probably just said it to my friends at that time, and I still have friends. Oh, we have kicked off. I literally forgot. Oh, damn it. We have kicked off, but I'll adjust the time. We'll start right now. Okay, so we've kicked off, and I forgot to put it back on. Yeah, I read that. I would say fourth again in 2010, except we scored. I'd probably say Egypt finishes above Slovenia, but still get grouped. Ooh, I'll say if Egypt got second place, they would have played Germany. I think Germany wins. If they top the group, it would have been Egypt Ghana. Ooh, I don't know. For some reason, I think I'll probably give the edge to Ghana if they met in the round 16. Yeah, Chile before they failed to qualify for 2018 were very good. I know they didn't do well in the qualifiers of that, but they still won like 8 games. But that team won back-to-back Copa Americas, made the final of the Confederations Cup, So I'd probably say at that time, in like let's say 2016, I said Chile were the best national team in world football. In 2016, when they won the Copa America, I said to probably just my friends that um, Chile were the best national team in football at that time. Obviously, not now, but back then, yeah. Salah would have been an AFCON winner, yeah. Well, 2025. Third for me, if they get group, yeah, yeah, maybe. Third is doable. Yeah, Slovenia were quite good. Um, that's why I said maybe they beat Slovenia, but probably like 2-1, 1-0. But yeah, foul. Please, please, please don't be a no-no. Please just don't be a no-no. I don't want no-no. Am I just cursing the teams that I'm watching because I've only seen one goal and 3 watch-alongs that I've done? That's the unfortunate thing so far for me. Huh? What happened here? The goalkeeper made some sort of mistake and Uruguay have the ball. But they did nothing. It's just cleared. But they still have it, Uruguay. Would a 0-0 draw be a good result? Not really for Paraguay. Because they have to play Brazil. Huh? Can you turn off? Oh, yeah. I probably have to go to YouTube. I probably okay. That would be. I think I could just go to the game itself. I have to mute that. Hopefully, me muting that doesn't mean I've muted myself, right? No, I didn't. Okay, I'll turn off the what do you call this? The what do you call that? The slow mode. The reason why I put slow mode is just I don't want spam in the chat. So let me. I think I could just do it on the YouTube page. I don't even want to watch myself. Oh, the goalkeeper slipped when tried to have the ball. How do I turn off the slow mode? Just on the YouTube page. I'll let the things load up. Throwing for Paraguay. Oh my god, why is my thing? I don't know why it just doesn't load quickly on my YouTube. About this moderator, the timestamps, reaction, pop-up chat, send feedback. How about top chat? No. Oh, so I probably have to go YouTube Studio. So that means I think edit video. Wait, I am trying to adjust or get rid of the slow mode. But most other streams I'll just put on slow mode. Just because I don't want the so many what do you call this? So many okay. I think if I click on that and save. Okay. It says I turned off slow mode. Okay. Still in the game. Okay. Okay. Now read the chat. Okay. Now I'm back reading the chats. Whether the slow mode thing is turned off or whatever, who cares? Egypt would have also won AFCON on the return after missing 3 AFCONs. Oh yeah. I remember that. Surely Uruguay should win. Yeah. Yeah. Have it when you have a lot of viewers. That's the thing. I wish I had a lot of viewers. Whenever I do the Asian, anything that involves Asia or whatever, I have a lot of viewers. Like a lot. So maybe I should have taken advantage of the Asian Cup, but at the same time I was working. Most times they play the games and all that. But obviously when the World Cup happens, I'm thinking when the World Cup live draw happens, when they do the final draw like in like 15 months from now. Yeah, probably the most passionate and probably the most hurtful. Imagine if Japan played Spain in 2010 quarters. Yeah, I still think Spain. I think Spain. Oh, and the goalkeeper off his box. But yeah, I think Spain beats every team from the quarterfinals onward. I think. I think Spain. Yeah, 2010 Spain. Yeah, I think Japan probably loses both. Didn't qualify. Yeah, true. Do you think Japan are underachievers in tournaments? Asian Cups, no. World Cups, yes. Romania, here's a stat. Romania has won a knockout stage game at the World Cup. Japan haven't yet. And Romania beat Argentina in that knockout game, so it's not some sort of pub team or whatever. Romania has beaten a World Cup finalist, whereas Japan haven't won a knockout game yet. I think Spain wins, but maybe. But that 2010 Japan team wasn't like amazing, really. At recent years, yeah. Well, still made the final of Asian Cup, and I think they probably lose just to Qatar. I think they beat everyone else, Japan. When they have been enough round 16s, yes. Or round of 32s. But we can't really say if Japan will make. We can't really say if Japan will win a knockout stage World Cup game until they actually make the knockouts again of the World Cup. Which, at the moment, you can say, yeah, they probably will make the knockouts. It just depends on who they play, because can't really tell. Yeah, true. But if you want to say Japan against Spain, Spain had probably one of the best national teams, and you had David Villa and all that. I don't care. Anyone's yeah. I mean, they won 7-0 against China. Yeah, true. Paraguay have, or they tied because it was a penalty shot over Qatar. To be fair, Qatar did lose against UAE. But as I said, the reason why around this time of the qualifiers isn't really that hype for me because it's still the early part when South America is like the middle part. Qualifying is only really fun when you're near the end of it, like the last one or two international windows of whatever phase it's in. But it seems like an injury, unfortunately, for Paraguay. Oof. It's probably the collarbone or shoulder of a Paraguayan player. So it's Villasanti coming on for Cubas, who came off injured. Yeah, but you can kind of say technically as well, they won. So, or Uruguay pinning Paraguay back. Yeah, I guess, but it seems end to end also. I am kind of surprised Uruguay haven't scored. It would be hilariously funny if Paraguay snatch a winner, but it's very early still in the game. What if Barrios scored? Oh, yeah. Actually, if Barrios scored that penalty, or basically Paraguay beat Spain, right? We would have had a Paraguayan woman have her out in public in the streets of Asuncion in Paraguay. That's actually a true story. A Paraguayan woman would have had her out in public if Paraguay had beaten Spain in 2010 quarterfinal. So unfortunately for the men of Paraguay, but maybe if Paraguay win the Copa America in 2032, good tackle. Reina is the reason Casillas saved. Oh really? Actually, I don't remember. I mean, to be honest, the game was pretty boring. Spain Paraguay. It's probably for the best they didn't beat Spain, or maybe they should have. Could you imagine? Well, to be honest, Germany would have just beaten Paraguay. So we would have had a Netherlands-Germany final in 2010 if that was the case. So I think the furthest Paraguay would have gotten was semifinal anyway. And then they probably lose to Uruguay as well in the third place game, which I don't really get hyped, really. The third place game is just a friendly from that point. Armo was like, maybe Armo on. It is still 0-0. Please, I just want a goal. Oh, damn. Well, ultimately, Spain won the World Cup. Yay. I checked it, and it was Cardoso. Oh, yeah, that's another player I remember. No, not Lucas. Oscar Cardoso. That's another player I remember from Paraguay. That was another name I should have said. So Facundo Pelistri off for Oliveira for Uruguay. Yeah, well, I forgot to name him as well. To be fair, any team that performs in tournaments are good teams. As I said, the qualifiers don't mean much until you actually. True. Yeah, Qatar have been unconvincing, but also they did win the Asian Cup, so to win a tournament is still good enough. So they could be, well, actually, they wouldn't be the first. Shot! Oh, off the post again! Come on, man. That's the third time this game they've hit. Well, not they. Paraguay hit the post twice, and then who else? Uruguay. Luis Suarez hit the post. Can we please just have a goal? Just make the goal wider, please. They've won more trophies. Low, true. Especially in Asia, where Japan and Saudi Arabia and all are competitive. Iran. So 2 Paraguayan players are coming on. To be honest, I don't know any of the Paraguayan players except like 2 of them. One of them I don't like. The other one is pretty decent. Sosa is coming on. Not Bona Sosa from Croatia, because not Paraguayan. And Pita coming off. Read that chat once I see who's the other sub. Ace is on for Paraguay. What if Newcastle qualified for the Champions League? We would have gone grouped. Just based on Mike Ashley. We would have gone grouped. So, or at best, round of 16. But, yeah. It's been to our Uruguay game. Should I go get a drink? Well, an hour into the game and no goals. Come on. I only saw one goal so far in 3 watch-alongs. In terms of the points total, the Newcastle of 2 seasons ago did better. But that 2011-12 team was a lot more exciting for me to watch. That's what I would say. But both were probably, in recent times, Newcastle's best 2 teams. I have. You'd probably... No, we probably wouldn't. I know Mike Ashley. I had to suffer. He wouldn't sign anyone. He'll probably just sign one good player. And then we'll probably still get injuries. I remember those injuries as well. Actually, I don't. Because it's been a long time ago. Cleared. As I said, please just give me a goal. I've seen the ball hit the post 3 times. 2 by Paraguay, actually. Ben Arfa over Gordon. If it's only those seasons isolated, the ones you said before, yes, Ben Arfa. Cool over Pope. Actually, I would probably say Nick Pope over Cool. Again, I'm only referring to this 2 seasons, only these teams. So I'm only referring to both of these seasons, not the whole career with Newcastle, only those 2 seasons. So Ben Arfa, Pope, obviously, God bless his soul, Tiote, Cisse. Oh, in general, I'd actually still say Nick Pope. And probably I would actually now say Gordon over Ben Arfa. But I think it's probably better to just refer them on these 2 seasons. I'll be honest. Alan Porteous. I know Alan Porteous was hated by the Newcastle fans, but at least he got us out of a European group. We made the quarterfinal. We actually played Benfica. We got a draw, I remember. Let's say if we progress. I forgot who we would have played. But I know the other semi-final was coincidentally Steaua Bucharest against Chelsea. We'd probably still not win anyway. But yeah. Ben offers more time. Yeah. But as I said, I think it's better just to base them off the 2 seasons you said. Oh! Just right. By Paraguay. Julio Enciso. And a little bit of an injury for Roche, the goalkeeper of Uruguay. I'm trying to remember. I mean, that's, to be honest, it's only based on the fact that Ben Arfa's career is already kind of finished, whereas Anthony Gordon, we still don't really know at the moment because he's still in his career. So let's say if Gordon wins Newcastle the Champions League in 2-3 years from now, probably a better career than Ben Arfa. But yeah, that's why I think it's better just to base on those seasons, I would say. Guardiola. Porteous was more hated in 2014 and 15. Yeah, especially with that. I forgot. What is it? David Maya, I think it was. I remember that game. It was against Hull City. I think at the K-Com Stadium. I think it was still called that. across from Uruguay, no foul. Wait, never mind. He wasn't there in 2016. Yeah, Porju left in basically January 2015, and then we brought in John Culver and lost like 8 games in a row. Yeah, yeah, actually, we just need a goal in this game. Hopefully, I just jinxed it and we get a goal. Porju in the Champions League would have been funny. Yeah, we'll probably still get grouped in 2012-13. Please give me a goal. I'll say, I know a point probably for most people would be like, oh, a point for Paraguay is good. But then they play Brazil next, so it's not really that good. So I'd say they probably have to win Paraguay against Uruguay in this game to be better, but we'll see. We also can do it. Didn't actually sign Cisse in January because he thought it would get him Champions League football and got angry that he didn't. So, yeah, maybe. But also, I don't think any Newcastle fan thought Pape Cisse would score 12 goals in 13 appearances, half a season, which is hilarious. Favorite one? So you probably, I just talked about it. Yeah, I'll probably say this moment. But if it's like his entire career that I remember, I forgot how he did it. Ooh. You know, if you know, I don't know if this was the dance he did, but you know what game I'm referring to. So probably those two moments. But if it's Newcastle moment, oh yeah, the headbutt. Wait, so was there? I think he did he choke? Actually, it's been a long. It's more than. Oh yeah, it's already more than 10 years ago. The David Maya, Alan Podger thing happened. That's how old I feel. Oh, but you only started supporting Newcastle after the takeover. Then how come I can still remember those sort of moments? I remember we lost 1-0 to West Brom because of Matteo Debussy red card and lost 1-0 in the 86th minute penalty. I forgot who scored for West Brom, but we lost, I remember. Oh, yeah. What is your biggest what if related to Newcastle? Unfortunately, the Carabao Cup final, not the penalty shootout, the penalty, the final against Man United. If let's say Newcastle won, what would that mean for our season? But yeah, Paul once said SCN challenge on Evans was on match of the day. Paraguay win the ball back in midfield. Maybe they might have a chance. Yeah. Welcome to the real world. So Luis Suarez's last ever game with Uruguay is going to be a 0-0 potentially against Paraguay. What if he stayed up in? Oh, we'll just get relegated the following season, along with Well, actually, some of them will have been relegated. We'll just be relegated with Middlesbrough and Hull City. We would still get relegated. But thankfully, now I don't have to worry about relegation battles. Even with even with Eddie Howe, I know we're not in relegation battle. So at least that's something I can be happy about. But that should be the least of my concerns now. Uh, Newcastle 2010. More points and probably just a little bit more convincing winning the championship. But yeah, both times Newcastle went down, they went straight back up by winning the championship. Whereas Sunderland, when they went down to the championship, they get relegated again. Yeah. It's a corner for Uruguay. Let's see. Oh, still keep it in. Oh, come on. Really? He also heard. Oh, yeah, I remember that disallowed goal against Man City. Oh, good save. Fernandez. Not Enzo, but the goalkeeper. I don't even know his first name. But Fernandez saved it, the Paraguay goalkeeper. Yeah, check Tiote goal that got disallowed. And that was against Pellegrini. Cleared from another corner. Sunderland were always going to get relegated in 2017. You probably just stayed up. But then, if we stayed up, Sunderland would have got relegated in 2016. We would just got relegated with Middlesbrough and Hull City because we would just replace Sunderland. Yeah, true. I mean, I know they're top of the championship at the moment. So we'll see. What? Okay, if Sunderland gets promoted as champions, that is not a major honor. But I'm pretty sure all of the Sunderland fans will call it a major honor if, let's say, Newcastle doesn't win the trophy this season. I'm 100% sure. But we did beat them in the derby in the FA Cup, so they can hold that. They can hold the L. Whereas, come on. It's a no still. Rafa Benitez wanted to stay after he experienced the fans in that 5-1. Yeah. For me, I don't. Probably nowadays, yes, I don't mind it. But not back in those days. Nope. It was good. It hasn't happened since then. I know you won't like it, but I was happy. I was happy when they didn't win it because one of my friends was a Sunderland fan, or like his dad's from Sunderland, so kind of Sunderland fan. So that oof looks like a bad end. I don't want to see that slip. Sunderland didn't invest in their squad after they went choosing bargains. Yeah. Ooh, good turn that by Things Rodriguez for Uruguay, that one. Wasn't Joey Barton's last game a time with Derby? I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember when Sunderland went down. Back to Actually, Sunderland are one of only two teams that went back-to-back relegations from the Prem. The other one was Wolves from 2011-12 Prem Championship 12-13 to League One, and then eventually now we see Wolves in the Prem. So if we go through that cycle, oh god, Sunderland, oh no. I'm one of those fans that I don't really care about having the derby back. But if, let's say, they get promoted, whether as champions or whatever. Oh. 20. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I remember. Yeah, I remember. Because that game was in August, so during the transfer window. Yeah, now I remember. And that was our last Premier League win over Sunderland. Still. And before the FA Cup game earlier this year, that was our last win over Sunderland. But obviously now we still have more trophies than Sunderland. Even with a trophy drought, we still have more trophies than them. Major trophies, I mean. And we've never played in League One. Probably, I don't remember the last time Newcastle were even in the third tier. Well, probably never, I think. Whereas Sunderland, they spent 4 years and couldn't. They couldn't even win a fucking playoff against, I think it was Charlton Athletic. I remember in 2019. And they couldn't beat Luton Town in the playoff in 2023, in which Luton Town got promoted. Though, to be honest, I think Coventry would have just gotten promoted if it was a Sunderland Coventry final. And to be honest, I actually enjoyed that playoff final between Luton Town and Coventry because both teams knocked out Sunderland and Middlesbrough. So that was actually the best case scenario for me. Luton Town, Coventry. It was kind of nice just to watch, enjoy, and went to penalties. True. A yellow card for Sebastian Breno. No Breno, not good. A shot pull on Enciso. Am I seriously going to be watching another 0-0? Oh no. So in 3 watch-alongs, Uzbekistan, North Korea, Serbia, Spain, and this one right now, 1 goal in 3 watch-alongs. And then when I didn't do a watch-along, I decided to watch Romania, Kosovo. I saw 3 goals. Yeah, but that was like Salah before a long time ago. So I don't think Salah will really do anything for Newcastle in 2011. Or be as hyped as he is obviously now. He might be the curse. Yeah, maybe. Unless and at the same time, North Korea missed a penalty as well. But Uruguay on the attack. Maybe I am the curse. So, oh no, I'm watching Romania, Lithuania when it happens on Monday. Oh no. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we get relegated anyway, but we just score goals. But yeah, I wish he stayed at least till the end of that season. Then Baba. Well, actually one of my favorite strikers. But to be honest, Newcastle's been known for having good strikers. I think it'll end 1-0. To whom? That's one of the things. You know, one of those knock knock jokes. People say knock knock. Who's there? To. And usually you say to who, but grammatically you should be saying to whom. And Miguel Almiron is coming off. I said 4-1, but maybe I jinxed it and said, and then it's still 0-0. Would you have beaten Benfica with Dembaba? Probably, but I don't think we win the Europa. I think we lose to Chelsea if we even make the final. So, yeah. Huh? What's happened here? So, Romero Gamara has come on for Almiron, and they also made another sub, but I don't remember who. I mean, it's still 0-0, so they could still do it. If they win, that's a huge result. Because, well, actually, I shouldn't be surprised. Paraguay have scored 1 goal in 6 games. Well, now it's 7 games. If they don't score in this game. Yeah. And that's why I don't really want to talk about Mike Ashley and any era and all that, but I already did that. So, what other watch-alongs am I doing? I am doing, if they are broadcasting it, which I think they will, I am doing Sporting Gijon, or Sporting de Gijon against Real Oviedo, the Asturias derby, which is one of the most fierce rivalries in Spain, especially in the Segunda. Would you also we would have played for them? Okay, probably not. But whether we beat them or not, I think we lose to Chelsea in that final, just based on our history. Cashley, yeah, cashlessly. What was I saying? Oh, the Asturian derby or Derby de Asturia. So, that's another foul. Yellow card. Oof. Yeah. Nandes. Yeah. Unfortunately. We could have been the Man City actually, but oh well. It's football. Oh, over. Well, now we're owned by Saudi, so yeah. Oh, a fight! 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 If we're not getting goals, we'll get fights. Let's go, Luis Suarez. If we're not, as I said, if we're not getting goals, let's get fights then. Could you imagine? Well, I know Almiron's no longer on the pitch, but yellow card for Luis Suarez. I could see some of the fans in the crowd. I know what they're saying. They're saying the Spanish word for bitch. Just reading off of the. Even to be honest, I didn't put in the match in the vlog. I think if you scroll very up in the chat, I'll show you. Rank was in this chat earlier. If I can find his chat. There. Last ever game. And it could be a 0-0. Unfortunately. Or fortunately. Zidane moment. Headbutt. Please. Give us something memorable. My thoughts as well. Come on. Maybe I should just not watch Paraguay games. I feel so bad for Paraguay fans that they have Miguel Almiron as their starting winger, and they've only scored 1 goal in so far now 7 games. How do you? They're just as bad as Colombia in the last qualifying cycle. I'd probably say the best striker post R9 is Alexander Isak. Sebastian would actually agree for once. The Chilean Swedish one. That Newcastle team that got relegated. Yeah, but it happened. But got promoted. as champions and all that. Had a good 1 or 2, well, good 2 years back, and then just relegation fights. Throw in. Nothing there. Yeah. To be fair, Isak hasn't done well really this season, but hopefully that those 2 goals against Azerbaijan just helps his confidence. I know he scored the winner against Spurs, but that was just it's just a tap in. But to be fair, he did score, so yeah. Oh, it's actually going to end 0-0. Ah, please, por favor, yo quiero, yo quiero partido ver. I want a good game. I want a good game, please, please. Maybe I should not be wearing this Barcelona shirt. Maybe that's why. But even then, Barcelona scored 7. Come on. Oh my god. Please, give us a goal. We had one fight, but that's really it. Come on. I actually do think I am now a watch-along curse. The fact that I only seen 1 goal and 3 watch-alongs is so far. Good true ball to Suarez, but yeah, it would be hilarious if Suarez scores the last goal of his career with Uruguay. I missed the Newcastle. Yeah, even that wasn't really that successful. But now we have like a. Well, actually, we just have a revolution. Probably after this, I'll sleep. So after this game finishes, I'll end the stream. Yeah, like there was really any good players in that time. That's January 2013. It wasn't really any good. You can say Sissoko, but it wasn't that consistent. Oh well, that's in the past. More than 11 years ago as well. Come on, please. Ah, if it wasn't a throw in, Enciso was in. Well, obviously, he was relegated. And then he made the final of the Euros. 6 added minutes. God. 6 added minutes of 0 goals still. Come on. Give us a goal. Dame un goal. Give me a goal. That's what it means. Oh, not cleared. Oh, come on. Decide to do that. Ooh. I don't know if there's been any other 0-0 draws in this edition of the qualifiers for South America, but Jesus Christ, if this is the only one, that's hilarious. That's hilarious that I'm watching the only 0-0. Yeah, unfortunately. Just get through this first half of the season. Actually, just 2 days. I've been to Bucharest, but hopefully I can go back, as in like visit again. Maybe like near, like around Transylvania, like Cluj, Sibiu, Brasov. What other cities? That's in the north. Well, Cluj is the most popular. Yeah, Brasov. Actually, Romania is very underrated in terms of tourism because people would think Eastern Europe or that part, people would think of Budapest or Prague or even like Athens or Istanbul or I think it's Split in Croatia. So more touristy, whereas Bucharest is not really that touristy, actually. When I went, at least. Maybe I should have stayed more days, so maybe another vacation. But my main vacation that I want to save up for is Newcastle because I haven't been. A shot. Oh God, I can't believe I'm actually a curse. Watch along wise, or give me Paraguayans because this Paraguay team. Oh God, the fact that in this game the post has been hit 3 times, 2 by Paraguay, 1 by Uruguay, and it's still 0-0. Watch Brazil Ecuador be like a 5-4 thriller while I'm asleep. Oh, I got notifications on Discord. I'll check it after the game. Oh yeah. Newcastle is the only place in England you can fly to from Bristol Airport. Yeah, I think in terms of my nearest airport in Spain, which is like about an hour away from where I live, it goes to London Stansted and London Gatwick. And then I'm thinking maybe I just take a coach from somewhere in London to Newcastle. And I'll just deal with the 6-7 hour coach ride. I can't believe Tovan flopped and went on to win the World Cup. Yeah. Same thing with, well, not really, but Remy Cabella. Awful result for Uruguay if it stays. Well, it probably will stay like this. Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't been to Newcastle yet, but that's like in my bucket list to go. Not just like to visit and all, but to obviously go to a Newcastle game. So we'll see. What's happened here? Offside, probably just. God. It is, well, it's not. The game hasn't ended yet, but it will probably just end 0-0. To be honest, it's not even a good result for Paraguay. They still haven't scored. They scored 1 goal in 7 games. Or 7 qualifiers. And they still have a chance of qualifying. That's the crazy thing about Paraguay. They can still qualify for the World Cup. Imagine scoring 1 goal and you qualify for the World Cup. Free kick in a very dangerous position. Well, to be honest, one of the brothers was injured the entire season, and the other one flopped. Luke and CM. But yeah. To be honest now, I don't really care about what nationality a player is. Just be good. Yeah, probably. Or to be honest, even 10th if they just can't score. Oh yeah, and these players. Free kick. Cleared. Okay, please. Don't. Just whip it in. Cleared. And it's a free kick and it's about to end the game. Referee, just end the game. Oh, come on. Really? A 0-0. Why? Why did I should have not chosen Paraguay, man, to watch. But I thought at least Uruguay would actually turn up. Or at least like, score. I wouldn't even mind a 1-1 draw. But it's a 0-0. Oh yeah, I forgot which club. I forgot which club, but yeah, just end the game, ref. Like Paraguay's not going to attack, and Uruguay are probably just not going to do much. Ah, 0-0. That's full time. 0-0. In Luis Suarez's last game for Uruguay, it ends 0-0. 0-0 draw. Seriously? Let me just turn off. 0-0 draw. I I literally could just like not done a watch along for this, but I guess I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, no guest on, but maybe can get guest on for future streams. I'm not doing Brazil, Ecuador. I'm not doing. I think Peru, Colombia is also around the same time. I'll probably just head to bed. So yeah, that's probably it. Thank you everyone in the chat. Last one. See ya. Suarez is a certified odd man. Yeah, but yeah, I'm going to end the stream. I'll go sleep, and until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. And Paraguay. Peace.